I hereby call the University of Massachusetts Lowell's 22nd commencement exercises to order.
Ladies and gentlemen, please remain standing as members of the university's Air Force ROTC present the colors and join graduating senior Matthew Corcoran in the singing of the national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Good morning, everyone. Please be seated. My name is Jackie Maloney. I'm the Executive Vice Chancellor here at UMass Lowell. It is my distinct pleasure to welcome you all to our 22nd commencement ceremony. I'd like to thank Matthew and our UMass Lowell Brass Choir for that wonderful performance, and thanks too to the Air Force ROTC for the presentation of colors. Didn't they do a great job? UMass Lowell is proud to be designated a military-friendly school by GI Jobs magazine, and we're very grateful to all of our students who are veterans, guardsmen, reservists, and those who are in active duty military personnel. Would all of you here today who have served our country or are currently serving in the armed forces, please stand to be recognized. Thank you for your service. I would like to ask that we now take a moment of silence to remember the victims of the Boston Marathon bombings, as well as those graduates and loved ones who are unfortunately not able to be with us today. Thank you. It is my pleasure now to introduce City Councilor William Martin to bring you greetings from the City of Lowell.
Chancellor Meehan, graduates of the University of Massachusetts Lowell, family members, and friends, on behalf of Mayor Patrick Murphy, the city government, and the citizens of the City of Lowell, I want to welcome you here today. I'm pleased to be joined at this important celebration by my colleagues, City Councilor John Leahy, Lowell School Committee member Dave Conway, and two graduates of this university, School Committeeman Robert Gignac and our Superintendent of Schools, Gene Franco. I know you graduates know this city well, but some of your guests may not know as much about the City of Lowell. Lowell, like this university, has long been a center of innovation. The mile of mills that line the Merrimack River were the engineering marvels of the 19th century. And the spirit of innovation remains alive and well and is woven into the fabric of this city due to the efforts of you students and the faculty here at the University of Massachusetts Lowell. More than ever before, this city and this university are connected in ways that benefit all of us. We are now here in the 21st century, more than 200 years after the first mills were built, and education is flourishing here in the City of Lowell. Whether you grew up here or came to Lowell to pursue a degree, you are witnesses and indeed participants in one of the great phases of growth and improvement here in Lowell. Your experiences have helped form the people you will be and will stay with you forever. But it is our hope that today is just the beginning and not the end of your relationship with the City of Lowell. You'll hear today of great achievements from about the honorary degree recipients and the award recipients. Many of them are from this city, and all of them have made their mark on this city and this university. We hope Lowell will always be a special place for you, and we welcome the contributions you have made and will continue to make. We're proud of you, and we know this is just the beginning. Go forward and do great things. Strive to make contributions to the city and to your university, just as the honorary degree recipients and award recipients have. Being from Lowell myself, I know a few of you personally, and I wanted to give special congratulations to my son, Billy Martin, and a dear family friend, Jill Stevens, who are graduating today. And on behalf of all of us here in the city, I congratulate all of you, wish you well to the class of 2013. Godspeed.
Thank you, Councilor Martin. Now to bring you greetings on behalf of the Massachusetts State Legislature, I have the pleasure of introducing the representative from the 2nd Worcester District and a graduate of UMass Lowell's class of 2012, Representative Jonathan Slotnick.
Chancellor Meehan, my fellow graduates of the University of Massachusetts Lowell, family members and friends, on behalf of Speaker DeLeo, Senate President Therese Murray, and those we represent across the Commonwealth, I am honored to bring greetings from the Massachusetts State House. I am pleased to be joined today by my colleagues, Senator Thomas McGee and Representative Diana DiZoglio. I can tell you all from my personal experience, your UMass Lowell degree can catapult you wherever you want to go. As a graduate of the class of 2012, I am proud to welcome you to the illustrious rolls of UMass alumni. Please accept my most sincere congratulations. Thank you.
Thank you, Representative Slotnick. At this time, I would like to recognize members of the 50th year reunion class. Will members of the 1963 classes of Lowell State College and Lowell Technological Institute please stand? Welcome back to campus. Thank you for being here. I'd also like to extend a warm welcome to those of you who are watching today's ceremony online. For those of you who don't know, UMass Lowell has a nationally recognized online program that offers over 30 degrees and certificate programs. Congratulations to all of our online graduates. We are also honored to have with us today Robert Corrett, President of the University of Massachusetts, Dr. Marcelette Williams, Senior Vice President for Academic Affairs, Student Affairs, and International Relations. From the UMass Board of Trustees, we are pleased to welcome Chairman Henry Thomas III and Trustees Philip Johnston, Ed Collins, Jeffrey Mullen, Norm Peters, Zoila Gomez, and Student Trustee Philip Jeffroy. Could you all please stand so we could recognize you? Thank you all for being here. It means a lot to us. And now, Trustee Philip Jeffroy, from the university, will introduce our student commencement speaker.
I would like to introduce and welcome Mary Catherine Hazel, who is graduating today with a bachelor's degree in history. And she also graduates with a 3.96 GPA, which is okay. But I think I speak for a lot of people in saying that we are very disappointed about that other .04. But please welcome my friend Mary Kate Hazel to deliver the student address on the behalf of the graduating class.
Good morning, Chancellor Meehan, President Corrett, members of the Board of Trustees, Commissioner Davis and distinguished guests, faculty, family and friends, and fellow graduates. Do you remember how you felt your first day on campus? Like so many of you, I was filled with nervous excitement. But maybe you had a better sense of direction than I did. I remember confusing Dugan Hall with Durgan Hall. Then I mixed up Olney and Olson, and I simply had no idea about that other cluster of buildings on North. In time, I got acquainted with my surroundings and my peers. I quickly learned what makes this university great. In my classes and on campus, I've met students who are from here in Massachusetts, from across the country, and from around the world. I've met transfer students who, after attending one or two other schools, finally found their fit here. I've met veterans who came home from service overseas and came home to UMass Lowell. And I've met returning students of all ages starting a new chapter in their lives. We each set out on that first day of classes with graduation day as our goal. Along the way, we joined clubs, teams, and organizations. Many of us participated in internships, co-ops, conducted research, and presented at symposiums. Some of us studied abroad. I had the opportunity to fulfill my childhood dream of traveling to Queen's University, Belfast, Northern Ireland. We attended concerts, spring carnivals, and political debates. We Riverhawks cheered on our men's hockey team as they soared above Hockey East and onto the Frozen Four. We watched our university grow around us in size and prestige, and we knew that we were in the right place at the right time. With our diverse experiences, we have enriched each other's lives, and from many backgrounds, we've forged a community. In doing so, we've prepared one another for the world that awaits us. At UMass Lowell, students are exposed to multiple realities. No two students have the same story. When we share our cultures, our perspectives, and ourselves with each other, we become students of humanity. We may not get a diploma for it, but this education will set us apart when we leave here today. We leave as engineers and nurses, historians and musicians, the educators of the next generation and the innovators of the future. It will be our generation that answers the big questions and solves the toughest problems. We're ready to embrace uncertainty, to find our way, and to make our mark. I leave you with the words of Ralph Waldo Emerson. We are all inventors, each sailing out on a voyage of discovery, guided each by a private chart of which there is no duplicate. The world is all gates, all opportunities. Congratulations and good luck, UMass Lowell class of 2013. The members of the senior class, following a tradition established by their predecessors, have arranged for an expression of appreciation to the university. To make this presentation, I have the honor to present Jemima Abankwa, president of the senior class.
Chancellor Meehan, on behalf of the class of 2013, senior class, please take this token as our appreciation.
Thanks very much. Thank you very much, Jemima. We appreciate that very much. Thank you to Mary Catherine as well. And I have to say, Mary Catherine, I still get confused between Olson and Only, so I can understand that. This very generous, isn't it a great morning? It's great to see you all here. Thank you for being here. This generous gift will help support students who are aspiring to one day join you as fellow graduates of UMass Lowell. And I commend your class for recognizing the importance of philanthropy and helping others who have not yet completed their journey. Thank you very much. We appreciate it. Welcome the class of 2013. Welcome to your families, to your friends, to loved ones. All of you that have made this day special and important. Participating in commencement exercises is one of the best parts of my job. It is an opportunity really for all of us to celebrate the completion of your coursework and recognize your academic accomplishments. But more than that, it is the day when the university sends you off prepared for meaningful lives and careers and success in a fast and changing globalized world. I know your potential for success. I am confident that you have much to offer society. I am grateful that you chose to attend the University of Massachusetts Lowell, and even more grateful that you've chosen to work hard to succeed here. The UMass Lowell community is proud of what you've achieved. I'm completing my 6th year as Chancellor, and much has happened during that time. In your time, you have seen the number of students grow. We've seen unprecedented expansion. But we have to look inside the numbers to see what's actually happening. Most importantly, more of you than ever have persevered and accomplished your goal of attaining a degree. This is the largest class in our history graduating from this university. Student success is our ultimate goal, and I want to congratulate all of this class, 3,154 strong. Please stand, all of you, so we can applaud your achievement. You can sit now. This is extremely gratifying because it shows that our efforts to offer a rewarding college experience and create a vibrant campus life are working. It also shows that as students, you recognize the value of getting the education you have gotten. In your class, 33 have earned associate's degrees. 2,265 had earned bachelor's degrees in business, engineering, fine arts, health and environment, humanities, liberal arts, sciences, and social sciences. At a ceremony later today, another 742 will receive master's degrees, while 103 will receive doctoral degrees. We are more diverse than we ever have been. And while many of you come from Massachusetts, your classmates come from 44 other states and 79 other countries. Almost 5% of this year's graduates are international students. 24% identify yourselves as part of an ethnic minority. Many of you, like I was, are the first in your family to graduate from college. As Chancellor, I'm pleased that 38% of you are graduating with honors, and 8 of you have a perfect 4.0 GPA. And as proud of you as I am, I would be remiss if I didn't remind you that you've achieved so much in part because of family, friends, partners, and mentors who help you get to this day. These are the people who love you, who believe in you, and we should take a moment now to recognize their emotional and financial support. As we've been joined by such a large numbers of students from such diverse backgrounds with such a broad array of interests and goals, the university community has worked hard to meet your needs. We have academic partnerships with 104 universities in 40 countries in Europe and Asia, Africa and the Middle East, North America and Australia. Over the past 4 years, nearly 400 of you prepared for the ever-shrinking world by studying abroad in 33 different countries. The prestige of this university is growing daily, and with it, the value of your degree. Your accomplishments would not be possible without the tireless work of our superb faculty. Faculty members who have played such a huge role in helping you get to this day. They do an outstanding job, and for that we thank them. I am very grateful to our dedicated staff, alumni, and friends in the university, all who have made extraordinary contributions to this institution. Please join me in applauding them. In recent years, you have witnessed economic turmoil, global conflict, and a host of troubling social issues that face every community. But by completing the education that we're celebrating today, you're in a far better position, not only to support yourselves, but also to help forge solutions that we need in today's world. I am very confident that you are ready, willing, and able to offer your knowledge, skills, and strengths to help solve society's challenges. This Commonwealth and indeed this nation need you, and I know that you're ready. For the 4th year in a row, UMass Lowell was named to President Obama's Higher Education Community Service Honor Roll. And this is a prestigious federal recognition awarded for our commitment to community engagement. We received the award in part for the more than 120,000 hours of service that you provided last year to communities near and far. I'm also proud that so many of you recognize the need to give of yourself to help make this world a better place. We all saw how important it is to help one another on Patriots' Day in Boston. There have been countless stories of those who rushed towards the danger that day, helping the hundreds who were injured, including members of our university community. Please join me in acknowledging all the first responders, medical workers, police officers, firefighters, EMT, military service personnel and veterans, volunteers, and brave citizens who ran towards those who were in need on Patriots' Day. It is my hope that you will remain active citizens who become deeply engaged in your community, because it's my experience and my belief that better towns, better schools, better neighborhoods, better countries, better societies result from citizens being involved and taking pride in where they live. I want to thank you for all that you've done. And even though today we're celebrating your attainment of this great achievement, we call this ceremony Commencement, because it is the beginning of the rest of your lives. While you may move away, the bond you form with the University of Massachusetts Lowell can and should last a lifetime. As alumni, you are important members of our university community. Make us proud in all that you do in work and in your lives, and be good ambassadors for this university. Come back to see how we're doing. We have a number of buildings that are coming up, and you want to see them when they're completed. Swing by to see the progress on how our campus continues to change. Attend a concert or a big debate here at the Tsongas Center, or a symposium at the UMass Lowell Inn and Conference Center, or come back for a Riverhawks hockey game. Keep in touch with your professors and your friends. Many of you are going directly to graduate school. Some of you are looking for jobs, and many of you have already found one. But let me make a suggestion that I make each year at this time. When you get your first paycheck, take someone who helped you get here out for lunch or dinner. And by the way, write a small check for student scholarships for the University of Massachusetts Lowell. Congratulations on all that you have done and all of your accomplishments. Thank you. At this time, I want to introduce the President of the University of Massachusetts, Bob Corrett, to say a few words. President Corrett has been a great supporter of all that we're doing at UMass Lowell.
Hello, class of 2013. Congratulations. To Chairman Thomas, other members of the university's Board of Trustees, Chancellor Meehan, faculty, staff, parents, family, friends, honorary degree recipients, Commissioner Davis, and other distinguished guests, and particularly to you, the graduates who are here today, I'm pleased to be part of this special day. On behalf of the entire University of Massachusetts family, I extend congratulations on all that you've achieved and all that you have the potential to achieve in the future. I salute your accomplishments and wish you enormous success as you go out into the world to fulfill your own personal destiny. I want to quickly share with you one of my favorite quotes from the author Pat Conroy. It's from his autobiography, My Losing Season. It reads, "Why do they not teach you that time is a finger snap and an eye blink, and that you should not allow a moment to pass you by without taking joyous, ecstatic note of it, not wasting a single moment of its swift, breakneck circuit?" It's one of my favorite quotes because it succinctly summarizes what I think life is about and why it's important to live your life intentionally. If you do not, time will pass you by. It will pass you by in that finger snap. Today, I encourage you graduates to be stewards of your destiny and chart your own course. Be intentional about it. Become active participants in deciding where you're going, and don't just let every day happen. Drive that car instead of going along just for the ride. One thing that time guarantees is that change will occur. Even in your short lifetimes as college students, the changes you've seen have been dramatic, from technological revolutions to advances in society's social and political norms. Life will eventually be transformed beyond any of our imaginations. And as individuals, we too will change. We must change daily. We need to be able to adapt. Education is what makes that possible. Today, I urge the graduates to be a positive force in the world. Go out and make yourself important to this nation, important to the globe. Do good deeds. UMass graduates have changed the world from every conceivable perspective, and now that same opportunity is at your doorstep. So drive your own car for your own good and for the good of the country. Finally, I want to comment on the remarkable year it has been here at the University of Massachusetts Lowell. This campus is changing in so many exciting ways. And given where we're standing, I need to mention the exciting ride that the Riverhawks took us on at the final Frozen Four this year. It was an exciting, exciting season. Marty and I were in Pittsburgh with the team and a little depressed at that last game, but we were very, very much excited to be there in the first place. Just an exciting opportunity that very, very few institutions have a chance to achieve. I want to thank everyone here today who has supported the University of Massachusetts and helped to make it the great university it is. This institution is changing because of all of you. UMass Lowell and you are linked forever. UMass Lowell is part of you, and you are part of UMass Lowell forever. Please be there for us in the future as we have tried to be there for you to get you to this special and important day in your lives. Again, congratulations, class of 2013. All the best as you move forward. Enjoy your personal journey.
At each commencement exercise, the university is pleased to recognize graduating students by presenting awards for distinguished achievement and service to the university. Last night, at a special reception, we honored those students who have achieved excellence in academics, athletics, and community service. Will those of you honored last night please stand as your name to be recognized and hold your applause till the end? I say that every year, but nobody ever does it. Jemima Abankwa, Ashley Anthony, Rudy Baez, Jenna Montgomery, Brian Dano, James Mento, Gianni Felzoni, Cara Lynn Ford, Eric Keogh, Vanessa Kent, Justin Kopek, Jessica Lynch, Gia O'Connor, Eric Peary, Indira Pisanhulooma, Erin Webster, Owen Welsh. Congratulations on your outstanding achievement. At this time, I would like to recognize students who are graduating from the Commonwealth Honors Programs. Would those individuals please stand to be recognized? Congratulations. As I'm sure you all are aware, this year UMass Lowell made the announcement that we will be elevating our entire athletics to Division I. It has been a tremendous year for UMass Lowell athletics, in particular our ice hockey team winning Hockey East Championship and going to the Frozen Four for the first time in our history. We'd like to take a moment and recognize all of our student athletes. Would all of our student athletes please stand to be recognized? This year, it is my honor to present the Chancellor's Medal of Recognition to one of our outstanding student athletes, Riley Wetmore. This medal is the highest non-academic award presented at the University of Massachusetts Lowell. It recognizes individuals whose contributions have supported our students, elevated the standing of this university, inspired our community, and enhance the quality of life for others. Riley, you set the standard for being both an outstanding student and a dedicated member and leader of the UMass Lowell men's ice hockey team. While meeting the demands of the rigorous academic program and marketing and management, you set the standard for what it means to put your team first. You never missed a game in your entire UMass Lowell career, playing in 152 games and once played on the national stage with a broken hand. You led the team to the first ever Hockey East regular season championship, first ever Hockey East tournament championship, the championship of the NCAA regional tournament, which led to our first appearance ever in the history of this institution at the Frozen Four. You are the only player in program history to captain UMass Lowell to consecutive NCAA tournaments. In addition, you earned the 2012 David Boughton Award for Excellence in Leadership in Sports, Academics, Service to the University, and Community. You're exemplary of the kind of character we try to develop here at UMass Lowell, a dedicated and passionate leader. You will be successful in life, and we wish you well in your professional hockey career in the days, months, and years to come. That all may know of our respect and esteem for your achievements, we are pleased to confer upon you the Chancellor's Medal of Recognition from the University of Massachusetts, Lowell.
To the distinguished class of 2013, their beloved parents and friends, to the impressive platform guests, faculty, Chancellor Mean, President Corrett, and the illustrious Board of Trustee members, good morning. Good morning. Good morning. It's a great and proud morning, isn't it? And we are so pleased and grateful to be part of it. I join here with my fellow trustees, and we want to let you know that it is a great honor for us to be here. So we want to congratulate the class of 2013. Commencement is also a time to honor our outstanding alumni for their professional and public service contributions. I was supposed to introduce myself, but I just assumed that everybody knew me. But somebody whispered in my head, you know, they don't know you. Anyhow, my name is Henry M. Thomas III. I am chairman of the University of Massachusetts Board of Trustees. Thank you. We will present one of these awards posthumously to Gary Musinka, graduate of the class of 71 from Lowell Technological Institute at the graduate commencement ceremony this afternoon. Now, the university is proud to recognize Bernie Shapiro, class of 56, as a recipient of the Distinguished Alumni Award. Professor Shapiro, you began your career in 1962 when you were hired as an instructor at Lowell Technical Institute in the Department of Economics and Management. You coordinated math for College of Management students from 1968 to 1996. Upon retiring as Professor Emeritus in 1996, you took on the position of evening supervisor in the Continuing Education Department at UMass Lowell. As leadership donors with over 25 years of giving history, you and your wife, Yana, have generously supported the Bernard and Yana Shapiro Endowment Scholarship Fund for Math, Management, and Continuing Education students, the basketball program, and many other UMass Lowell programs and initiatives. Bernie, your extraordinary success in your professional life, in your generosity in giving your time, money, and advice to UMass Lowell make you worthy of the title Distinguished Alumnus. We are truly blessed, honored, and grateful for all you contributed in your generosity towards the University of Massachusetts Lowell and the students, and the student body. We thank you immensely for your support of the university. Congratulations. Marty has to grow a couple more inches, and he'll be able to handle that job. All right. Bernie, we proudly recognize your accomplishments and present you with the 2013 Distinguished Alumni Award. One more time for Bernie Shabiro.
Thank you very much, Chairman Thomas, and we thank you for all of the support that you give this university. Chairman Thomas was very supportive of our efforts to go to Division I in all of our sports. Today, the university awards Doctor of Humane Letters to 5 individuals whose achievements have illuminated our time, changed our way of thinking, and sought to enhance our world. In a special tribute to their accomplishment, as an expression of appreciation from this university, the Board of Trustees has voted to confer at this ceremony Doctor of Humane Letters upon the distinguished individuals present here. 4 of these awards will be presented during this ceremony, with a 5th being presented at the graduate ceremony this afternoon. Dean Luis Falcon of the College of Fine Arts, Humanities, and Social Sciences will present our first Doctor of Humane Letters recipient.
Good morning. It is my honor to welcome Commissioner Edward Davis III to receive his Doctor of Humane Letters. You are the 40th Commissioner of the Boston Police Department. You oversee the 20th largest enforcement agency in the country and the 3rd largest in New England. A son of Lowell, you previously served as the Superintendent of Police in this city for 12 years and have a distinguished career of 34 years in law enforcement. You have attended and excelled at a number of institutes and programs, including Harvard University's John F. Kennedy School of Government Program for Senior Government Executives, where you received the John B. Pickett Fellowship in Criminal Justice Policy, and the Law Enforcement Executive Development Association Program at the FBI Academy in Quantico, Virginia. You have been recognized widely for transforming how police departments in urban centers carry on their work and obtaining remarkable results. The Police Executive Research Forum, the International Association of Chiefs of Police, and the Major Cities Chiefs Association have all acknowledged these successes. Internationally, you have shared your leadership skills and criminal justice expertise in places as far as Singapore, London, Northern Ireland, Jordan, and in Israel. You have demonstrated a commitment to the educational aspect of policing and have exemplified the use of innovative techniques in an ever-changing criminal justice system. In the hours and days after the attacks on American society at the Boston Marathon finish line, you stood as a true definition of leadership in a crisis. Your life journey, level of civic engagement, and your commitment to the safety and protection of others is a compelling example to us all. The University of Massachusetts Lowell is very proud to confer upon you its highest honor, the Doctor of Humane Letters, honoris causa.
By the authority vested in me by the Board of Trustees of the University of Massachusetts, I hereby confer upon you the degree of Doctor of Humane Letters, honoris causa, with all the rights and privileges thereunto pertaining. Congratulations.
It is now my honor to welcome Nancy Donahue to receive her Doctor of Humane Letters. Nancy, you graduated from LaSalle College in 1949 with a desire to make a difference in your community, and you have done so wherever you live, and especially in Greater Lowell. While raising 11 wonderful children with your husband of nearly 60 years, Richard, you still found time and energy to play a major role in bettering the Greater Lowell community. Always a great champion of the arts and nonprofits, you have co-founded and supported a long list of organizations, including the Merrimack Repertory Theater, which you founded over 30 years ago here when it was at the former Lowell State College. You also were a co-founder of the Greater Lowell Community Foundation and supported generously the Whistler House, Girls Incorporated, and so many other nonprofits in the Greater Lowell area. You also served on the Enterprise Bank Board for 22 years and were one of the original board members. You embody what it takes to make a difference, not only by contributing financial support, but also by giving generously of your time, leadership, and friendship. Everyone in this city knows there's hardly a weekend that goes by when we don't see Nancy out with Lowell's other great cheerleader, her son Philip, involved in some community project. You've also demonstrated a special quality in recruiting and encouraging others to get involved in community organization. There are hundreds of people, many of whom are here today, that are thankful to you for setting an example of giving to others. You have played a critical role in helping the university to live up to its mission to serve our community by raising and contributing funding to numerous initiatives. Most recently, you and your husband Richard created the Nancy Donahue Endowed Professorship for the Arts to support music, art, and theater programs at the university and in the community. Your life's journey, extraordinary civic engagement, and commitment to the well-being of others is a compelling example to us all. The University of Massachusetts Lowell is proud to confer upon you its highest honor, the Doctor of Humane Letters, honoris causa.
By the authority vested in me by the Board of Trustees of the University of Massachusetts, I hereby confer upon you the degree of Doctor of Humane Letters, honoris causa, with all the rights and privileges thereunto pertaining. Congratulations.
Hello, I am Jack Wilson, President Emeritus of the University of Massachusetts and Interim Dean of Engineering this year. I'm very honored to welcome Mark and Elisa Saab to receive their Doctor of Humane Letters degrees. Mark and Elisa. Mark and Elisa Saab have worked for over 2 decades to create a company that has become a worldwide leader in the plastics medical device industry. At the same time, have actively served the Greater Lowell community as benefactors and philanthropists for over 30 years. Mark has nearly 30 years of experience in the plastics industry, including 25 years in medical devices, holds more than 30 patents. In 1989, he and Lisa co-founded Advanced Polymers Incorporated, which produces innovative products including the ultra-thin tubing, catheters, and angioplasty balloons. In 2010, Advanced Polymers merged with Avention Medical Group of New Jersey, where Mark continues to serve as president of Advanced Polymers, in addition to serving on the Vention Medical Group Board of Directors. A 1981 graduate of the University of Lowell, Mark, along with Lisa, have made several generous gifts to the university to help current and future students through scholarships and laboratory sponsorship. The Mark and Elisa Saab Family Scholarship Endowment and the Saab Plastics Scholarship Fund benefit students from the Merrimack Valley with a focus on students of Portuguese heritage and those studying plastics engineering. The Mark Saab Advanced Polymers Physical and Rheological Properties Testing Laboratory was sponsored by a $250,000 gift from the Saab's company in 2005. In 2007, with a $1 million gift, they established the Mark and Lisa Saab Endowed Professorship in Plastics Engineering, which supports research in environmentally friendly plastics materials. The Saabs most recently demonstrated their commitment to the university through a multi-million-dollar commitment to support the new Emerging Technologies and Innovation Center, recently named in their honor, which will support the establishment also of the Center for Portuguese Partnerships. They've given their time generously here at the university and in the community, serving on numerous boards and committees. Recently, they established a Saab Family Foundation, which will provide direct support to many organizations and community initiatives. For your contributions to the plastics industry and your community, the University of Massachusetts Lowell is proud to confer upon you its highest honor, Doctor of Humane Letters, honoris causa.
By the authority vested in me by the Board of Trustees of the University of Massachusetts, I hereby confer upon you the degree Doctor of Humane Letters, honoris causa, with all the rights and privileges thereunto pertaining. Congratulations.
On April 15th, the city of Boston and Massachusetts were thrust into the spotlight due to the despicable acts of two individuals. In the aftermath, we saw the emergence of heroism, leadership, and selflessness of everyday people who personified the spirit of Boston Strong. We are honored to have one of those special people with us today. His leadership and compassion, along with an approach to law enforcement that includes a combination of advanced technology and community policing, have put him on the top of his field, not just in recent weeks, but in the 30 years that I've known him. I remember when I was a member of Congress, I was fortunate enough to have the opportunity to work with him when he was the police chief in Lowell, where he ran a fabulous department, rising through the ranks to detective and captain before becoming superintendent. He nearly doubled the size of the Lowell police force and oversaw a 60% reduction in major crime. And since 2006, he's demonstrated that same commitment to the Boston Police Department, where he's continued to stress his thoughtful and bold approaches to making neighborhoods safer and people's lives better. His efforts have resulted in an annual decrease in serious crime in Boston and improved quality of life for its citizens. He has brought his expertise to our campus to help students in our criminal justice department integrate what they've learned in the classroom with his real-life work experience. Collaborating with our faculty on a number of initiatives, providing true experiential advice to our administrators, faculty, staff, and students on the complexity of policing. Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. said, "The ultimate measure of a man is not where he stands in moments of comfort and convenience, but where he stands at times of challenge and controversy." This individual is indeed an excellent role model for all of us. especially our graduates, because he demonstrates how good leaders need not only to have the best skills in their professions, but also have to have strong character and the ability to employ both in a time of crisis. Ed Davis has integrity, he's transparent, and every time he goes into work to do his job, he wants to do the right thing. This man displayed the greatest of these traits following the attack in the Boston Marathon, where he was a calming, inspirational symbol of strength when we needed it most. He kept the public informed. He worked masterfully with his professional partnerships. He expressed sympathy for those who were hurt and pride for those who helped. He displayed a calm determination that justice would be served. And because of him, it will be. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome my friend, our 2013 commencement speaker, Boston Police Commissioner Edward F. Davis III.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I accept that and this incredible honor on behalf of all of the men and women who responded that day, emergency personnel from police, fire, and EMS, medical personnel who staffed the tents and responded in ambulances, and also to the community who saved lives, activating themselves and providing so much care to people who otherwise would have perished. Thank you, Chancellor Meehan. As always, you're more than generous in your comments when it comes to our relationship. You've been a longtime friend, and to witness the transformational changes, nearly $500 million in economic development that have occurred here at UMass Lowell under your leadership is inspirational and remarkable. Thank you for inviting me here today, and thank you to UMass President Robert Corrett, UMass Board of Trustees Chairman Henry Thomas III, and other members of the Board of Trustees. I'm honored to be sitting among such distinguished company. Nancy Donahue and Dick Donahue were always friends to me during my time here in Lowell, and it's great to see her here whenever I return. Mrs. Donahue, along with Elisa and Mark Saab, are living examples of how you can live within a community and continue to help that community grow and develop. It's what distinguishes Lowell from many other cities in this nation. I acknowledge as well my fellow speaker, Harish Hyundai, who has literally brought light into the lives of more than 500,000 people, and also his beautiful wife and daughter, who I met last night. Congratulations to you. I also want to acknowledge today's distinguished alumni, the late Gary Musica, who was a leader in sales and marketing, as well as Bernard Shapiro. Hello? As well as Bernard Shapiro, a beloved university professor. And as I spoke to him earlier today, I can add a veteran of many Boston marathons, a remarkable man who ran the marathon this year. Most of all, I want to applaud the efforts of the more than 3,000 graduates seated before me, whose achievements should be a source of exuberance and pride for all of your loved ones here in attendance to support you today. I know that personally because my daughter Caitlin graduates tomorrow from another university who shall remain nameless. But I'd like to congratulate you all as a parent of a graduate this year, and that comes from me and my wife Jane, who's in the audience somewhere. Hello, Jane. Many of you believe that when you leave this arena today with a UMass Lowell diploma in hand, your days of learning are over. I have some sobering news for you. You're only just getting started. If you take away nothing else from my remarks today, you must realize that every single day for the rest of your life is going to provide a learning opportunity for you. Whether you continue your studies to attain advanced degrees here at UMass Lowell, whether you embark upon a professional career, whether you decide to travel the world, or whether you start a family, you're going to spend the rest of your life learning. And that's not a bad thing. Chancellor Meehan was kind to me in his remarks, but I should note he also has been one of the people that I was fortunate enough to learn from as my career developed. He was a staunch friend of the Lowell Police Department during my time as superintendent of that police force. And those things that happened here, the increase in personnel, the crime rate that went down, none of that would have been possible had it not been for his vigorous support in the Congress and the funding that came out of Washington during the Clinton years. It was a wonderful time to be a police chief here in this great city. As a chancellor referenced, by virtue of my position as commissioner of the Boston Police Department, I was the person that fate happened to thrust into the global spotlight because of the attacks on the Boston Marathon finish line on Boylston Street. Some of you here today recognize me because you saw me on the news in the days after those attacks. I'm here to tell you that virtually every decision I made from the moment I first learned about the explosions that Monday afternoon was based on the totality of my learned life experiences that have spanned more than 3 decades since I first graduated with my college degree. It was the numerous opportunities I took advantage of to learn from people I worked alongside, or the events that occurred during my career that have become teachable moments in my life. For example, 8 years ago, I had the honor of traveling to London after that city was victimized by the terrorist bombings of the Tube. I met with Metropolitan Police Commissioner Sir Ian Blair. During that meeting, bomb experts from his department brought a copy of the bomb that was used in the Tube to the conference table. They let us see it and see how it worked and understand the devastation that it would cause if it went off. On Monday, April 15th, shortly after 3 p.m., as I stood in the middle of the crisis on Boylston Street, I hearkened back to those lessons, remembering conversations about backpack bombs. And as I watched Police Sergeant Chris Conley conduct painstaking and perilous task of meticulously examining the hundreds of backpacks and packages left abandoned on Boylston Street after the bombing, I was thankful that I had paid attention to the lessons of London, and thankful for the courage of Sergeant Conley and his staff. In 2008, I traveled to Northern Ireland and met with Chief Constable Sir Hugh Ord and asked for insight into managing the threat of terrorism, information that I have included in all of my department's plannings in subsequent years for all the events that we've had in Boston. Planning that may come in handy again if the Bruins continue on their path of success, by the way. Last July, I traveled to Amman, Jordan, and met with police chiefs from Israel, Jordan, and Palestine on enhancing security and preventing crime in a changing world. Clearly, we live today in a changing world that truly affects us here at home. But I don't want you to think you have to travel all over the world to learn lessons that can help you shape your decisions for the rest of your life. Mostly, the greatest lessons that can be learned are right here in your own backyard. I spent nearly 30 years of my life working here in Lowell for the Lowell Police Department, and it was here that I learned invaluable lessons about connecting with my community and paying attention to the small things that affect people's lives. I worked alongside courageous and dedicated officers who risked their lives for the safety of this community. I learned lessons on a late-night shift about service to the community. I learned lessons in the narcotics unit about tactics and law, and it was the beginning of a lifelong realization that police must do more than simply arrest. I made many friends among the neighbors and business community here, and it's been terrific reconnecting with so many of them at last night's Commencement Eve celebration and here again today. So many of the decisions I made in my career were influenced by lessons I learned from other people, including friends from high school and college or in the formative years of my professional career. That same template is going to hold true for you as well. Many of the relationships you have here at UMass Lowell, both with your classmates and your professors, will stay with you in one form or another for years to come. You've had exceptional instructors during your time here at UMass Lowell, and I guarantee you that at some point in your lives, probably when you were completely not expecting it, you will hearken back to some pearl of wisdom that was imparted on you during one of your classes here. But your education never ends, ever. You need to approach every single day of your life as stepping out into a global classroom, an opportunity to take something new away from the interactions you have with your loved ones, with your friends, and with your coworkers. Learning doesn't only occur in a classroom. It doesn't always occur in a classroom either. It happens everywhere you go, so keep an open mind, open to discovering new ways to see the world around you. It's been more than a month since the attacks at the Boston Marathon, and I've continually been asked what I learned from that afternoon and the ensuing days. The lessons are myriad. I learned to think the unthinkable. I learned that the most horrific of circumstances can produce the most inspirational and heroic of actions, not just by one single person, but by hundreds of them. Heroes like police officer Tom Barrett, who seconds after the explosion saved the life of a victim who was on fire by putting that fire out with his hands. Heroes like Jeff Bowman of Chelmsford, one of your fellow students here at UMass Lowell, who despite losing both of his legs in the explosion, was able to communicate valuable information to investigators. Or heroes like Carlos Arredondo, the man you've seen in the cowboy hat, that helped treat several wounded victims, who lifted Jeff Bowman into a wheelchair and rushed him to medical personnel. Heroes like my colleague, Superintendent Bill Evans, who was by my side less than an hour after running the marathon himself, and then barely slept for days, catching an occasional nap on a cot he set up in his office, because he didn't want to step away from his officers or the operation until the attackers were caught. I learned about how many friends I have out there when the going gets tough. And I want to thanks for the support that I received from leaders like my mayor, Thomas Menino, Governor Deval Patrick, and President Barack Obama, who dedicated all of the services of the United States government to this investigation. Not to mention the legion of brother law enforcement personnel from agencies such as the FBI, the ATF, ICE, the National Guard, the U.S. Attorney's Office, the Attorney General's Office, and our Massachusetts partners, including the Executive Office of Public Safety and Security, Massachusetts State Police, and police departments from Boston's neighboring towns, including the city of Lowell. I learned about the wonderful stories of the lives of 4 people taken from us. Martin Richard, 8 years old. Lou Lingsey, a graduate student at BU. Crystal Campbell, and MIT police officer Sean Collier. Names that must never be forgotten to history. I learned about how giving and generous people can be, not just in the more than $30 million raised for the One Fund, but in the little gestures, like in the case of the waitstaff at the Lenox Hotel in Boston, which was commandeered for use as our operational command post. All of the staff there took all of the tips they collected during the entire week from the police that were in the hotel and donated them completely to the One Fund of Boston. Remarkable. I learned that Twitter can be your best friend to help you get the word out to a lot of people all at once during an emergency. It's not just for dating. I learned that Starbucks decaf coffee is not your best friend when you've gone without sleep for more than 40 hours, a lesson many of you will probably realize during your finals week. I learned that when asked, the entire city of Boston, not to mention the neighboring communities of Watertown, Belmont, Cambridge, and Newton, will cooperate with and honor a request to help us catch a bad guy. Those are the kind of lessons that emerge from this tragedy for me. And those are the ones that make me realize that, like all of you, I still have so much more to learn about this world and from everyone I'm surrounded by. And I'm here to announce today that I'm still not done learning the lessons of that Monday afternoon. I'm proud to announce that multiple reviews of the week are about to commence. One of them, a review of all of the city's response services, will be conducted under the leadership of Mayor Tom Menino and his Office of Emergency Management. The other review I can announce today will be a best practice review funded by our colleagues from the Office of Community-Oriented Police Services with the Department of Justice. I fervently hope that each of the reviews will help us learn more about our emergency services and will allow us to better prepare for other large-scale events in the future, although hopefully we'll never have to experience something like that. By now, many of you have heard of the catchphrase, Boston Strong. That emerged as a symbol of strength, not just for the city of Boston, but for everyone impacted by this tragedy. The phrase went viral on social media sites and has subsequently been emblazoned on T-shirts, wristbands, electronic bulletin boards, and just about everywhere. You may also have seen variations of the phrase, such as Watertown Strong, or for the community when the manhunt ended, or Cochran Strong on behalf of the courageous Cochran family of Lowell who had multiple victims in the attacks. Lately, the phrase has even been applied to our sports teams like Bruin Strong. Many of you know I'm an avid follower of your champion hockey team here at UMass Lowell, and I know this year all of you with good reason stood Riverhawk Strong. I'm here to remind you, and every single one of you, that you are strong. So many of you have overcome hardships in your own lives that have not stopped you on your path to success. They just became another roadblock you had to hurdle to get here today to receive your degree. Uncertainty is a certainty. The next 10 years of your life will be very different from what you expect them to be. But your education prepares you to face the challenges. Hundreds of you attain these degrees while working full-time jobs. Others among you manage to fit in all your classes at the same time as you've been raising a family. This is not an easy road for so many of you. The long hours, late nights, endless term papers, and lecture halls may have come to a close with this chapter of your life. But the personal growth all of you have experienced during your time here at UMass Lowell has only served to make you stronger as a person. You can all proclaim that I am strong because indeed you are. I am confident that given the chance, all of you are capable of achieving greatness. So many of the nearly 80,000 alumni of this university are scattered to the four corners of the world, but many of them continue to give back to the place where they get their start. And they stand UMass Lowell strong. I hope you too will find a way to continue to give back to this university and to your community. In closing, I would like to again thank President Corrett, Chairman Thomas, and the University Board of Trustees, and my friend Chancellor Meehan for all that I've been honored with here today. This is really an incredible honor and something I never expected in my lifetime. But it is amazing what good has come out of this terrible tragedy. Thank you and enjoy this historic day in your lives.
Good morning. My name is Ahmed Abdel Al. I am the Chief Academic Officer of UMass Lowell. I also would like to add my congratulations to those that you have already heard today. Completing your degrees requires hard work, commitment, and sacrifice. The faculty, the deans, and I are indeed proud of your accomplishments, and we join your families and friends in congratulating you. Candidates for baccalaureate degrees will now be presented by the college deans. This is the highlight of our ceremony and what we are here to celebrate today. Out of respect of all graduates who have worked hard to complete their degrees, we request that all graduates and all families remain seated until the conclusion of the ceremony. Chancellor Meehan, where is he? He's here.
Sorry, I was talking to the police commissioner.
That's great. Chancellor Meehan, Interim Dean Wilson, and Director Manohar will present undergraduate degree candidates in the Francis College of Engineering.
Johnny Lee.
Lisa Wan.
Vivian Souza.
Gregory McManus.
Ross Earl Gladstone.
Mahmoud Karanu.
Robert John Barger Jr.
Christopher Dias.
Alexander Joshua Karp.
Justin Kaufman.
Robert Montero Cruz.
Shane Niven.
Augustin Dennis Kish.
Colleen Cannon.
Stephen Allen Soroka.
Benjamin McPherson.
David Fournier,
Ian McDougall,
Oscar Salcedo,
Kevin Blaine Kennedy,
Alvaro Luis Sosa,
Gary Jean Joseph,
Pedro Benjamin Bonilla,
Rolf Aldi Joseph,
Rafael Castillo,
Aurora Durso Marshall,
Luis Atilio Aguilar Navas,
James Higgins,
Harold Gayamara Netamoa,
Jimmy Tell,
Oscar Talal Alsaga,
Moses Bunyoro,
Stephanie Gorthy Allen,
Erin Webster,
Jennifer Lynn Green,
Visofahan Fenn,
Ian Kinnan,
Liesel Wiesett,
Christopher Robert Damp,
Matthew Berardi,
Peter Evan Triarchus,
Ashik Das,
Elizabeth Claire Canty,
Hector Cloudy Crispin,
James Freeman,
Diego Villarreal,
William Merritt Feddick,
Brian A. Pinderville,
Elizabeth Adrienne Mohan,
Michael Priz Boski,
Ryan Tulin,
Alex Batista,
Brian Pleskovich,
Allison Fiddler,
Ryan Tyler Tipple,
Catherine Spagnoli,
David John Lechner,
Emily Graham,
Jonathan Michael Horath,
Michael Walter Tian,
Kehuth Lim,
Robert Connolly,
David James Harrington,
Adam Beauvais,
Paul Paquette,
Daniel James Murphy,
Andrew Michael Casey,
Michael James Malisigi,
John Patrick Barnes,
Daniel Ryan McGregor,
Randy Kowinde,
Adam Parody,
Stanley Matthews,
Sergei Halibus,
David Dianis,
Eric Levake,
Andrew Frederick Gilstrap,
Alexander Thompson Rick,
Michael Plemenov Antonov,
Zachary Walsh Sanchez,
Zubair Khan,
Matthew Charbonneau,
Fawad Atiwi,
Corey Allen St. Louis,
Julie Chow,
Derek Kong,
Curtis Parks,
Tommy Kingdara,
Carol Guevara,
Christina Ann Lee,
Michael Bowman,
Kwa Pham,
Paulo Sater,
Jonathan Coffey,
Marcolin Kume,
David Yogozinski,
Andrea Michelle Abraham,
Danielle Roxo,
Brian Paul Messelar,
Michael Ryan Foster,
Vinikas Silva,
Christopher Ventula,
Robbie Currier,
Charles McPherson,
Anthony Salvatore Cassio,
Olivia Keene,
Andrew Edgett,
Taylor Peckham,
Mark Allen Henry,
Adelson Inocencio,
Claire Lise Augustin,
Ryan McDonough,
Benjamin Lawrence Rulo,
Tommy Mofford,
Evan Michael Wernicki,
Justin Ritter,
Philip Colangelo,
Maxwell Brissett,
Sergio Gonzalez,
Reed Allen Tucker,
Param Viom Saxena,
Charlotte Ward,
Raghava Unne,
Antoinette Gruning,
Yang Zhang,
Alexander Richard Maroon,
Mitul Patel,
Matthew W. Cook,
Himanshu Patel,
Oscar Benilla,
Ravi Shayani,
David Soak,
Harshal Purohit,
Jesse Whitworth,
Danny Chia,
Benedetto Colissimo,
John Joseph Wazak,
Rixmay Sim,
Benjamin Arguin,
Albert Lamb,
Gavin Halloran,
Charles Mwangi,
Ezekiel Jose Ortiz,
Med Mayaya,
Bofong Nguyen,
Katie Kane,
Quang Pham,
Jonathan M. Dea Reddy,
Martell Anthony Henry Wilson,
Erin Keene,
Joshua Fournier,
Tucker Holliday,
Daniel Earl,
Nancy No,
Ross Martin,
Daniel Thorin,
Trevor Allen Conway,
Eric Hosfield,
Paul Huynh,
Anu Korisima,
Carlos Trento,
Moshafa Ragab,
Evan Andrew Warniers,
Gilles George,
Alexander Perez,
Gia Wang,
Kyle Tweed,
Robert Duncan,
Christopher White,
Bert Bahan,
Ryan Arthur Mackey,
Taylor Regan,
Christopher Benoit,
Kerwin McMillan,
Josh Bevan,
Michael C. Chase,
Eric Thorsten Johansson,
Anthony Henry Shafidi,
Colin Taylor Musgrove,
Gusan Bahu,
David Hewitt,
Ben Penkasik,
Vanna Rith San,
Louis Anthony Venezia,
Sambo Kong,
Derek Gimond,
Urati Dim,
Christian Joseph McLeod,
Sukong Cree,
Jeremy Valiant,
Reese Yun,
Patrick Mulhern,
Heber Bear Honore,
Nicholas Connell,
Daniel Lee Lambert,
Michael McGrath,
Alan Pelletier,
Andrew Fahmy,
Randy Tidenge,
Joshua Jera,
Eric Polanco,
Suni Bagat,
Osas Igodalo,
Locke Nguyen,
Trevor Faxon,
Chris Sunnidis,
Roger Howard Ellis,
Eob Gibri,
Rand Kumyech,
Gregory Hockstrom,
Christopher Slater,
Kelly Allison King,
Kimberly Ann Antonetti,
Ryan William Gear,
Doc Mai Tumai Vong,
Zachary Grant Gardner,
Edison Liu,
Ahmet Kaz,
Khan Keo,
Brian T. Grenace,
Alanhase Dienta,
William Odell,
Shahir Ali,
Nicholas T. Severino,
Manim Lakesim,
Matthew Allen Lasky,
Michael Sprague,
Mark Saunders,
Eric Reese,
Alejandro Alvarez,
Kevin Patrick Kilroy,
Timothy James Whitney,
Joseph Brian Stasio,
Stephen McHugh,
Jeffrey Brusso,
John Berger,
Jonathan Paul Nadeau,
Christopher Westland,
Eric Walther Grant,
Ryan Hill,
Evan Griffith,
Joseph Benoit,
Pablo Faria,
Colleen Kennedy,
Abdesamad Kuki,
Kelly Walton,
Jessica Natsios,
Jack Lynn Bonapen,
Timothy Aldrich,
Andrew DeChico,
Edith Milevich,
Dan Harvey,
Benjamin Kenneth Campbell,
Kyle Harvey,
Stephen Agostinelli,
Hans Mullen,
Nasser Rami,
Brendan O'Neill,
Hayden Stevens,
Emily McAllister Lingham, Kathleen Liberté, Ryan Kasagian, Kenneth Michael Bashard, Akshay Vidya, Adam Power, Faye Alawadi, Olabadi Ojonlikli, Wei Lu, William Sexton,
Chancellor Meehan, from the College of Health and Environment, Dean McKinney and Associate Dean Hood will present undergraduate degree candidates.
Hillary Elizabeth Lennon,
Corinne Lee Bouchard,
Laura Elizabeth Osgood,
Ha Yang,
Rachel Michelle Fritchie,
Natala Mendoza,
Kelsey McAvoy,
Brenda Carolina Mija,
Lisa Carabino,
Cassandra Gorin,
Shama Bilimoria,
Natalie Peterson,
Sarah Piatella,
Akif Kotab,
Kayla Marie Catalano,
Rose Krishi,
Jenna Lynn,
Elizabeth Ashley Lincoln,
Jacob Scott Gomes,
Casey Jean Walsh,
Michael Boyer,
Megan O'Leary,
Katrina Bebo,
Sarah Regan,
Erin Kathleen McBride,
Maxwell Shippen,
Kimberly Ellen Thompson,
Danielle Bostoni,
Jake Lorena,
Youssef Manier,
Sharmli Patel,
Diogenes,
Jennifer Calsamito,
Jillian L. Pelletier,
Kara Dorothy Gray,
Alexandra Zulete,
Lauren Ashley Palm,
Nicole Chofalo,
Sydney Galvin,
Daniel Dacey,
Melissa Lynn Dukic,
Ryan Houle,
Charlotte Jensen,
Jessica Lynch,
Diora Guzman,
Cara Lynn Marie Forte,
Eugenia Hesse,
Gia O'Connor,
Mariana de la Zerda,
Stacy Apich,
Celeste Griffin Snedeker,
Sotiras Singas,
Kara Evans,
Song Chol Ho,
Grisel Mendes,
Lauren Warmalda,
Dashka Durand,
Camila Toner,
Aaron Mitchell,
Catherine Mercer,
Holly Rubdo,
Kelly Northam,
Johanna Elizabeth Rogers,
Caitlin Keith,
Agnes Muthoni Duritu,
Emily Schick,
Kelly Ann Damaris,
Sam Saliba,
Adam Thomas Gilman,
Casey Moran,
Gianna Mary O'Malley,
Kylie Catherine Quinn,
Michelle Elizabeth Rasiopi,
Kristen Simone,
Haley Main,
Rebecca Elizabeth Krieger,
Katerina Kafkas,
Sarah Irvine,
Megan Hathaway,
Anthea Furtado,
Nicole Marie LeBlanc,
Kelly Koskan,
Jacqueline Christine Bradley,
Jean M. Holliday,
Lisa Marie De Libertas,
Kathleen Campbell,
Heather C. LaCharity,
Robin Ann Cirello,
Ashley Elizabeth Ellis,
Jasmine Madeiras,
Megan Marie Gillis,
Stephanie Ann Hamlin,
Emily Mayo,
Molly Zaccaro,
Meredith Lee Abel,
Alexis Burke,
Justine Corrine Chanel,
April Blinn,
Jessica Lynn Thonis,
Megan Edwards,
Shannon Lee Sullivan,
Belinda Micah DeBray,
Shayla Marie Sullivan,
Tamara Vincent,
Francisco Javier Sanchez,
Quinn Wen,
James Harvey,
Marissa Holt,
Amanda Maroney,
Shannon Dizer,
Jennifer Marie DiDonatis,
Linda Jean Churchill,
Lauren Elizabeth Tucker,
Melanie Prue,
Christina D'Amico,
Mercy Arura,
Sarah Elizabeth Wilcox,
Joseph Brucci,
Emily Susan Hogan,
Jennifer Gonzalez,
Chelsea Anita Gillis,
Cassandra Victoria Danger,
Daniel Robert Walkley,
Ansha Brisbane,
Nicholas Stephen Marsher,
Kathleen Jackson,
Kyle Viveros,
Grace Waithaika,
Nicholas Liuzza,
Maeve Ain McGrady,
Michael Gregory La Rochelle,
Esmeralda Marie Lundy,
Ryan Patrick McCook,
Amanda Lee Velasquez,
Stephen Michael Bowen,
Corin May Walker,
Andrew Michael Buskey,
Kelsey Quinn,
Mark Lloyd Huntley,
Janice Samedi,
Laura Tremblay,
Jennifer Jamesy,
Kenzie McIntyre,
Alexis Chi,
Corey John Porter,
Hugat Bambi Mulamba,
Henson Fan,
Cynthia Zoha Donater,
Billy Nguyen,
Christy Edley Manaja,
Douglas Warren Sears Jr.,
Ina Ayodi Lawal,
Kelly Brawley,
Matthew Gallant,
Nadine Christine Daywall,
Ryan Winter,
Christiana Maria Demers,
Cameron Bergeron,
Lauren Marie Small,
Michelle Couture,
Brittany Laginis,
Ariel Mary McKenna,
Molly Bonkowski,
Courtney Dias,
Alyssa Lynn Martin, Matthew G. Pearson, Kristen Elizabeth Mansell, Savannah Sue Johnson, Whitley Smiley, Janelle Liana Melanson, Katina Giannopoulos, Onazi Shak, Gloria Casabello de Bailey, Leonardo Mongo, Jude Silvestri, Sarah Pilley, Alexa Marie Leclerc, Danica Page, Ashley Costa Barbosa, Amanda Spinali, Kieran Bumpus, Furtus Mutengu, Moses Seymada, Marka Som.
Chancellor Meehan, Dean Carter, and Associate Dean Andrews will present undergraduate degree candidates from the Manning School of Business.
Give me the go. Jesse Rue,
Neil Fitzgerald Curtis,
Justina Marie Alfano,
Kevin Labordis,
Kelsey Donnell,
Rina Atta,
Adam Dean Hostetler,
Jesse Salim Elachi,
Heather Lee Fontaine,
Miles Plant,
Alyssa N. Madies,
Ryan Guo,
Daniel Iannuzzo,
Gregory Mark Willett,
Garrett Brian Trombley,
Owen Godinez,
Stephen Azarito,
Tin Zhu,
Justin John Hochter,
Timothy James Sheridan,
Gerald Fougere,
Jessica Cardoni,
Sosheta Shim,
Molly Erickson,
John Joseph Quinn,
Amber Geary,
Nicholas Grudzicki,
Sheena Miller,
Luis Alonso Lopez,
Ariana Marie Casanaro,
Danny Duingchith,
Jade Ashley Torres,
Mashe Diduch,
Jennifer Miti Ho,
Moses Calcano,
Gomercido Frias,
Lilberto de la Cruz,
Michael Hallback,
Lindsay Gordon,
Chitra Chum,
Chris Getchell,
Joseph M. Sweeney,
Christopher Daniel Jones,
Brian Dano,
Priscilla
Commonwealth Honors,
Priscilla Asensio,
Gianna Falzoni,
Anupuma Purathith,
Patu Curley,
Wayne Paul Lucas,
Peter Wong,
Jennifer Cabral,
Matthew Robert McCullough,
David John Sullivan,
James Demento,
Marie Nasser,
Rudy Radames Baez,
Jared Adam Rubin,
Sean Chrisman,
Ludwin Brito,
Vanessa Kent,
Bun Chia,
Devin Marie Murphy,
Endry Alfaro,
Kevin Joseph Callahan,
Joyce Chalky,
Jessica Marie Green,
Prachi Shah,
Eric Paul Peary, Commonwealth Honors,
Uma Maru,
Andrea Irene Sanderson,
Jennifer Mutungu,
Riley Wetmore,
Nicole DeMarco,
Sylvan W.
Andres Arzapo,
Derek Manuel da Silva,
Jeffrey David Tusignant,
Jeffrey P. Morissetti,
Kevin Daly,
Ryan Callahan,
Stephanie Ann Lightbody,
Brittany Goldsby,
Ashley Elizabeth Lanfer,
Philip Daniel Graves Jr.,
Kinuthia Wanye,
Mariel Jimenez,
Ramon De Leon,
Hansford Dubo,
Nelson Rivera,
Jason Soseta Ham,
Sucurlin Contreras,
Paul Bernardo,
Kayla Recupero,
Hirsch Amin,
Danilet Bayutista,
Chinonai Iliazu,
Cynthia Abreu,
Matthew James Sergai,
Zulamea Miranda,
Amalia C. Lambert,
Shayna Lalil Santos,
Sarah Mills,
Elian Azi,
Caitlin Willis,
Doral Jones,
Christopher Hathaway,
Ponya Montumer,
Brianna Denise Capoli,
Andy Huang,
Corey James McKinney,
Gregory Valeka,
Lynn Long,
Daniel Schutenhamel,
Savannah L. Lohr,
Julio Navas,
Michael Enderalo,
Laura Toby,
Thomas Lalomitar,
Jose Ramon Carrera,
Sean McLeod,
Patrick Liu,
Andrew Joseph Bro,
Marilyn Guerrier,
Eric Paul Hernician,
Erin Marie McGinty,
Jenna Costa,
Jenna Elizabeth Bly,
Casey Schulz,
Shariful Islam,
Colleen Soper,
Nicholas John Gibbons,
Thomas Massey,
Maxwell Trejo,
James Katsarebas,
Justin Shipley,
Ken C. Angvik,
Keegan Gallant,
Tan Nguyen,
Zachary Marchman,
Myrdelyn Maria,
Eamon Buckley,
Gladys Martinez,
Adam Martin,
Martin Luise,
Scott Robert Potter,
Georgius Lykakis,
Anthony Philip Georgopoulos,
Andrew W. Chung,
Eric Christopher Karpinski,
Robert John Miranda,
Nathan Costello Olvera,
Caitlin Donovan,
Lorna Michaela Cholet,
Timothy Gonsalves,
Nicholas Alexandropoulos,
Ani Suri,
Kyle Rogers,
Nagok Lee,
Alexander Amado,
Wayne McAvoy,
Oscar Brazoban,
Tim McCann,
Vladimir Saldana,
Madison McCabe,
Kevin Manuel Caceres,
Sean Francis White,
Robert Epiphany Terrio II,
Corey Ann Latch,
Joshua Robert Clark,
Alexandra Steck,
Christopher Francis Gardner,
Samantha Joanne Fontaine,
Brian James Galanos,
Devin Ray Lamoureux,
Sarah Norton,
Ryan Shelton,
Jason Cranford,
Limare Dejada,
Christina Allison O'Neill,
Samantha Hamilton,
Molly Margaret McDonald,
Peter Tamino,
Nicole Marie Pondelli,
Brian Turner,
John Kevin McSweeney,
Paul Deely,
Said Mushtaq,
Thomas William Farnsworth,
Rami Awadala,
Min Nien,
Gregory Anthony Kennedy Alphonse,
Alex Miller,
Elio Namali,
Kevin Pereira,
Olayemi Sanuyi,
Tan Lee,
Emily Paquette,
Christina Ung,
Justin Michael Parashanian,
Pianette Karan,
Nadia Jade Sledzinski,
Licia Boucher,
Christopher Edward Colosimo,
Brendan Laughlin,
Mary Elizabeth Hall,
Kelsey Buhari,
Heather Rapaglia,
Krista Ann McKenzie,
William Edward Canute,
Brianna Mahoney,
Christopher McDonough,
Michael P. Allen,
Matthew John Hitchcock,
Ellie Abuhakader,
Volek Mao Tan,
Andrew M. Scheingold,
Donnie Moat,
Danielle Stephen Porter,
Chanra Chin,
Tyler James Manning,
Jeffrey Vega,
Brent P. Devlin,
Andrew Reed,
Kristen Cataret,
Jacob Abraham Como,
Eric Fay,
James Walker,
Grant Burdick,
Samantha Cataldo,
Patricia Falvi d'Oliveira,
Lauren Alley,
Danielle Sotomayor Rodriguez,
Amen Ama Adabo,
Dimitra Tamvikalakis,
Louis Quay,
James Joseph Collins,
Stephen Andrew Long,
Jillian Page Lane,
Anorak Noi Fong,
Tanya Lee Allen,
Lauren Elizabeth Bowden,
Victoria Henderson,
Sherry Marie Larson,
Frank F. Vila,
Matthew David Gray,
Patrick Choi,
Peggy Akufo,
Davis Nguyen,
Carlos Jose Vinas,
Jacob Hashi,
Peter Cody,
Miles Miller,
Derek Ricardo Coleman,
Christopher O'Drina,
Agor Sharemet,
Stephen Shabila,
Alan Zhao,
Kylie V. Ayer,
John Richard Gravalese,
Jared James Raymond LaWush,
Nicholas Peter Ostis,
John Robert Hammett,
Julian Johnson,
Everton Mandeli,
Brittany Marie Leonardi,
Bruno Arago,
Greg Donaldson,
April Michelle Fiorentino,
Fatima Borges,
Patrick Alderman,
Michael Quashi,
Satan Patel,
Hoy Davidson Chan,
Chris Pice, Matthew Carey, Pedro Rodriguez, Jeffrey Stephen Sacco, Isaac Kakungla,
Yeah. Good exercise.
Come on up here to me.
Chancellor Meehan, Dean Hines, and Director Martin will present undergraduate degree candidates from the College of Sciences.
Neva Patel,
Joshua Henry Smick,
Jetjona Doxani,
Jessica Amato,
Chad Bass,
Jennifer Marie Pazos,
Christopher Matthew Platt,
Paul Knight,
William Christopher Trumbull,
Penn Core,
Javier de la Cruz,
Chris Yee,
Patrick Rooney,
Marissa Charlotte Lichten,
Chantal Janet Tiv,
Matthew Saluke Levenit,
Eileen Lee,
Tyler Donald Willett,
Bianca Garlady,
John Michael Bautista,
Jessica Orr,
Sean Common Farul,
Esma Bouzian,
Jemima Abankwa,
Christine Nguyen,
Chika Ilola,
Kevin Michael Ho,
Alberta Joy,
Pragya Vicky,
Shaline Shah,
John Mensa,
Heather Shihab Marie,
Jenna Lee Constable,
Rajuta Mayesh Gadil,
Melissa Ann Dupree,
Michelle Ame Labonte,
John Thomas Fallon,
Erica Marie Potts,
Sean Matthew Cronin,
Rigel Capolo,
Lucas Campbell,
Carlos Diaz,
Paul Matthew Jeremini,
James Korzak,
Benjamin Shavor,
John Barnett McClellan,
Benjamin Mangano,
Duncan Pettengill,
Zachary Lewis Jones,
Owen Anthony Welsh,
Jesse Lee Hoyt,
Indira Prasan Huluman,
Adam Lisa,
Eric Robert Kehoe,
Vuliak Yang,
Ryan Rachapi,
Derek Silfa,
Mitchell Solovich,
Luan Tran,
Michael O'Leary,
Anne-Marie Picarillo,
Todd Sharp,
Feliz Luis Gonzalez,
Tuquin Din,
Angel Lopez,
Nicholas Borges,
Carlos Vieira,
Alexander Dimitro,
Amanda Marcucci,
Katerina Dimitro,
Kevin Sartori,
Caitlin Brianna Watts,
Ryan Tyler Perkins,
Carlos Ricardo Ortiz,
Stephanie Quintel,
Galen Rakoff Flynn,
James Joseph Duffy,
Nitesh Ravinia,
Bolita Tang,
Tarun Varma,
Renee Pabon,
Hannah Waters,
Selena Bousquet,
Danielle John Mackey,
Mong Mary Tuch,
Patrick Gilbride,
Paul Yan,
Hamis Richard Tringal,
Victoria Ann Slowick,
Christopher Mark Griffin,
Nathan Antonio Manalo,
Connor Michaud,
Richard Matthew Labonte,
Michael Lieber,
Andrew Charles Struss,
Elijah Policarpe,
Sandra Lynn Wahardo,
Chris Conley,
Jason Bisnet,
Matthew Connell,
Craig Debrigard,
Matthew Thornton Skinner,
Bob Mawanda,
Sombath Chum,
Krithika Munahar,
Siha Croy,
Manuli Patel,
James Beaulieu,
Tushar Patel,
Shikra Yeth,
Vikar Parekh,
Rath Kiev,
Valerie Crawford,
Michael Adel Mossad,
Richard Carl Cellini Jr.,
Mikhail Madred,
Amanda Sullivan,
Jeffrey Richard Turple,
Bergamy Giannis,
Robert Sherman,
Nicole Marie Reynolds,
Amanda Apostolo,
Sarah Dempty,
Eric Michael Jenkins,
Kevin Sorge,
Claudette Johnson,
Justin Conchieri,
Michael Coakley,
Patrick Doyle,
Brighton Taivagaro,
Lucas Von Samson,
Christopher Green,
Chris Cottig,
Michael Riley,
Jonathan Edward Doucette,
Peter Lisowski,
Jeff Durand,
Brandy Michael Zeller,
Leighton Stewart,
Kevin J. Pecora,
William Dewey Collard,
James Robert Coleman,
Kevin Govro,
Adam James Bavair,
Sayeda Amrin Nizami,
Joshua Paul Senechal,
Christopher Michael Joseph Siros,
Michael Souza,
Bilkon Esther Ikugu,
Maria Gamez,
Eugene Murembi,
Amanda Clarkson,
Jeffrey Engman,
Ayaz Shak,
Alec Robert Ferguson,
Kadir Kapadia,
Assis Osco,
Christopher Acorn,
Sandro Pierre,
Naeem Khalifa,
Michelle Dang,
David Eric Brown,
April Elizabeth Stewart,
Eduardo Jimenez,
Stephen Andrew LaCourciere,
Noreen George,
Michael Richard Lunderville,
Laith Catan,
Ituro Inoyo,
Natasha Lee Gonzalez,
Hennifer Kadu,
Anna Mera Martinez,
Rufina Vidal,
Gifty Badu,
Monica Reyes,
Baromian Ginty,
Jillian Giles,
Alexi Kaneko,
Robert Warren Martin,
Cameron Jenkins,
Elena Rice,
Arayan Mahanas,
James Clark, Christine Polonsky, Ash Ketchum, Biraj Pawikwala, Jelijat Tai Salami, Sulikat Kehindi Salami. Okay. Celeste College? Okay.
Chancellor Meehan, Dean Falcone and Associate Dean Nash will now present degree candidates from the College of Fine Arts, Humanities, and the Social Sciences.
David Daigle,
Jennifer Kirsty Plant,
Tanya Cameron,
Noemi Bahandras,
John Morrow,
Allison Casey Wandell,
Olivia Lynn Casey,
Belinda Merceron,
Heather Ann Nadeau,
Kelly Johnson,
Casey Ann Terisi,
Andrew Moranian,
Shelby Waybright,
Nicholas Breton,
Danielle Lynn Barden,
Rachel Lanson,
Yesenia Gabriela Pagan,
Renee Rodriguez,
Martha Elizabeth Stewart,
Emily Gendron,
Elizabeth Marie Winton,
Ashley Anathny,
Carolyn Tracy,
Chimara Khan Ozor,
Sean Michael Donnelly,
Ulamide Adeyineka,
Simon Michael Payanessa,
Mary Catherine Hazel,
Nicole Stefani Ganji,
Maria McShade,
Ryan Llewellyn McCarthy,
Nicole Marie Scotts,
Gwendolyn Loney Scott,
Amy Farmer,
Leanne Elizabeth Hogan,
Angelique Mogazabi,
Melissa Pike,
Carrie Marcotte,
Justine Marie DeFeo,
Jenna Montgomery,
Andrew Paul Courtemache,
Justin Kopek,
Yanitza Hernandez,
Aaron Joseph Spencer,
Sandra Lilly,
Amanda Berry,
Anna Mackey,
Alexandra King,
Alicia Catherine Robelon,
Michelle Louise Buckley, Eric Robert McDonald, Connor B. Westwater, Craig Peter Bennett,
go, Adam Cavalier,
Shannon Marie Cunningham,
Jake Matthew Penny,
Kiana McCune Santos,
Joseph Brian D'Angelo,
Stephanie Marie Muse,
Jillian Sarah Rowley,
Brittany Caprio,
Kayla Christine DeLisi,
Julia Donegan,
Kara Shea McSweeney,
Alyssa D. McCann,
Chelsea Elizabeth King,
Taylor Nicole Hartman,
Samantha Ann O'Connor,
Emily Paintin,
Desmond Patrick Samuel,
Karina Cruz,
Timothy Ryan Carpenter,
Christopher George Caravan,
Merlin Geneth Caballero,
Danielle Golden,
Amanda Geist,
Gerard Harris,
Tiffany Sandra Knoll,
Mark John Baptiste,
Shayna Elizabeth Carney,
Kola Yada,
Katarina Simpkins, Cassandra Ann Lowney,
Dennis Jerome Wright Jr.,
John Anthony Cellini,
Luther Joseni,
Paige Taylor Devlin,
Derek Potno,
Nicole Emily Awad,
Hannah Elliott,
Alexandra Regina Boucher,
Brianna Elizabeth Rai,
Caitlin Bridget Devine,
Sandra Bilches,
Brian Michael Bowe,
Marina Garis,
Isaac Duadu,
Jennifer Castano,
Taylor Lynn Keene,
Matthew Sweeney,
Chelsea Deborah Lassard,
Robert Silva,
Nicholas Santos,
Crystal Antunes,
James Joseph Clark,
Carmen Linares,
Courtney Marie Templin,
Giselle Colon,
Marjan Hassan,
Craig Reed,
Aaron Raymond,
Jennifer Lynn Trant,
Andrew Michael Kunis,
Ray Phelps,
Geraldine Anderson Diamond,
Cassandra Hopkins,
McKenna Marie Arrego.
Tina
Hey, Katie.
Trung.
Catherine Nicole Hankler.
Nicole Runyon.
Michael Paul Whalen.
Mark Collins.
Matthew Edward Cabin.
Daniel Alexander Bauer.
Catherine Ann Feener.
Deirdre C. Johnson.
Tanya Shaw.
Mary Teresa Hazen.
Kerry Carmel.
Ketsi Cologne.
Caitlin Elizabeth White.
Shayna LeBlanc.
Nina Marie Leclerc.
Justin Zachary Moore.
Christopher Breton.
Hillary Field.
Shannon Gardner.
Catherine DeTulio.
Andrew John Losi.
Amy Catherine Glover.
Lauren Elizabeth Abbott.
Allison Traficante.
Jennifer Franco.
Derek Brandon Winslow.
Vanessa Chu.
Ashley Long.
Fan Zhang.
Jessica Daly.
Andrea Canturin.
Monica S. Parks.
Jenna Hoy.
Ashley Renee Bosvert.
Chelsea Lee Coyle.
Mark Stephen Paralisi.
Rachel Carey.
Lois Ann Nangle.
Paula Corn.
Lucla Rodriguez.
Yui Huang.
Joseph Sulitos.
Amanda Thistle.
Derek Doubleday.
Stephanie Louise Lyon.
Ryan Kurt McInnes.
Nathan Alexander Mallet.
Christopher Anthony DiCarlo.
Stephanie Wilson.
Franklin Borgos.
Daniel J. Robartis.
Jonathan Pena.
Christopher Joseph Conklin.
Ruben Munoz.
William J. Oliver.
Honoris R. Alberto.
Dorina Michelle Carrillo.
Jacqueline McDonald.
Matthew Michael Prince.
Julie Ann Ryan.
Vincent John Anderson.
Michael Stephen Diorio.
Veronica Farron.
Vincent Albanese.
Chelsea Smith.
Jonathan Borden.
Robert Michael Ludwig.
Matthew Morrell.
Brian Hurley.
Alexander Baez.
Taurus Armstrong.
Ryan Ward.
Dean Lewis Kendrick.
Danielle L. N. Kalina.
Mark Gallo.
Alexa Queenan.
Joshua Adam Yates.
John Joseph Perkay.
Nicholas LeClaire.
Laura Engel.
Jessica Hurley.
Sebastian Ospina.
Gina Marie Ippolito.
Marie Elizabeth Dunham.
Carrie Lynch.
Gina N. Glavin.
Christina Larissa Bennett.
Terry Ann Mitchell.
Kirsten Delano.
Scott Musio.
Jacqueline Mullins.
Stephen Doucette.
Seth Barron.
Brendan McEachern.
Sean David Russell.
Brendan Grabowski.
Lindsay Karen Jeffroy.
Manchit Leung.
Chantel Louise Desjardins.
Teresa Nguyen.
Patricia Vesquezi.
Richard Sorbello.
James Gregory Malcolm.
Caitlin Erlene Pinkham.
Jonathan Lutterine.
Benjamin Lynch.
Melissa Renee Dickinson.
Jamie Kausner.
Linda Ann Delpino.
Devin Hoare.
Nicole Janelle Dwyer.
Justin Gilman.
Catherine Poole.
Michael McCadden.
Kendra Silva.
Robert Crow.
Justin Matthew Shepard.
Craig Doran.
Ryan John O'Keefe.
Eric Stoney.
Brianna Welch.
Beshavi Victoria Shantro.
Nicole Louise Martuccio.
Michaela Rose Schlossberg.
Mila Veyu.
Kylie Robert Davis.
Eric Tyne.
Clancy David Main.
Robert Carlson.
Deborah Lee Santos,
Mabel Dominguez,
Pamela M. Pena,
Jacob Mackenzie Sosa,
Luz Melissa Rosario,
Kimberly Lapointe,
Marieli Hidalgo,
Kayla Anastasos,
Nicole Isabel,
Lauren Christine Hoffman,
Watsandi Michelle,
Alyssa Godfroy,
Amanda Marie Rosa,
Christine Lucinda Lewis,
Jacqueline Dorothy Hughes, Commonwealth Honors,
Michael Mahoney,
Ashley Catherine Egan,
Chinna Lemire,
Kaylee M. Edson,
Stephanie McGrath,
Fola Ayiku,
Jennifer Grace Waterman,
Ariana Murphy,
Nicholas Schofield,
Brooke Traeger,
Rachel Elizabeth Zelinka,
Michelle Lannon,
Calvin Thomas,
Chorna Sem,
Allison Lee Haja,
Christopher Nasso,
Carly Toll Hallian,
Leah Kathleen Freeman,
Yadira Elizabeth Simon,
Ashley Kostka,
Caitlin Lee Barclay,
Christina Wiltshire,
Catherine Eileen Hicks,
Sarah E. Bennett,
Brashani Reese,
William Stafford Boylan III,
Teresa Lynn Schroll,
Matthew Harris Hood,
Kevin Paul Davey,
Jeffrey Ryan Kiernan,
Mark Gerard Malone,
Mark Andrew Panuski,
Sean Daniel Donahue,
Monica Plum,
Anthony Joseph DeAndragora,
Anna Teresa Stenberg,
Caitlin McGee,
Brittany Elizabeth Haware,
Noreen Ellen Crowley,
Jillian Marley Stevens,
Daniela Angela Domingo,
William Martin,
Caitlin M. Farron,
Ryan McConaughey,
Stephen Conroy,
Michaela Schaefer,
Priscilla Baidu,
Robert Fumeyer,
Ama Nyarko Yeboah Antwi,
Sopip Sa,
Alice Yao,
Zachary Simmons,
Megan Sherry Cotton,
Dee Ann Kiv,
Paris Ariel Holmes,
Andrea Terrianne Newton,
Melinda Grace Neal,
Maggie Brianna Sousa,
Stacy Diane Sullivan,
Alyssa Paige McInnes,
Stephen Vincent Chowinski,
Samuel Hodge,
Kathleen Eva Frenette,
Mashod Papa,
Teresa Mary Kaminsky,
Nathaniel Hunter,
Gregory Alexander Nelson,
Wesley Thomas Moore,
Thomas Robert Cafferty,
Thomas Joseph Cahill,
Tyler Davidson Potvin,
Patrick Meany,
Alex Temple,
Tori William Sumner,
Ashley Lynn Jean,
Dylan Sheik,
Jeremy Brown Hall,
Maureen Karen Collins,
Natasha Paris,
Aaron Wayne Laguerre,
Crystal Enid Quezada,
Justin Bradley Licht,
Elizabeth Betances,
Stephen Baguma,
Tracy Ann Powers,
Michael Bem,
Dean Robert Steves,
Brett M. Lupa,
Joseph John Dwyer,
Timothy John Conlon,
Leanne Pipiora,
Sean Michael Walsh,
Carrie Alexander DeMello,
Justin Smith,
Joshua Capiga,
Anna Rose Colanton,
Gregory John Ida,
Michael Stephen Barry,
Nader Anthony Nader,
Luke A. McLean,
Taylor Vincent Robinson,
Mark Wilson,
Romeo Dias,
Cameron Tidman,
Matthew John Alden Miller,
Robert McEden,
Dustin Green,
Nicholas Paul Vershawn,
Tyler William Toyfair,
Curtis N. Hartshorn,
Patrick Devlin,
Sean McKenna.
Gregory David Leger.
Jeremy Robert Van Cleve.
Dallas Nunes.
Kayla Marie Perry.
Bianca Simmons.
Yazin Amira.
Brianna Wilson.
Q Sim.
Sean Flynn.
Amanda Lee Charbonnet.
Nicholas Scott Balatzos.
Timothy Duran Jansen.
Alana Rose Keeley.
Kate Margaret Gagnon.
Jade Elizabeth Scarpa.
Edher Lubin.
Melissa Renee Eriksmon.
Hansara Fisami.
Lauren Susan Merrill.
Nady Mendez.
Sophia Candace Williams.
Joseph Angelo Giorlando.
Alexandra Haas.
Jonathan Martinez.
Haley Genevieve Roy.
Amanda Milgavere.
Justin Gibson.
Benjamin E. Stockwell.
Melanie Batista.
Derek J. O'Toole.
Jennifer Mulaney Castro.
Kenneth Paul King.
Megan Elizabeth Barker.
Paul Winnett.
Rakib Hassan.
Yaw Amo.
Bradford Elliott Bastide.
Jenny Reynoso.
Christian Nwosu.
Trisha Heaven.
Christopher Warren.
Ryan Showbrez.
Socrates Jonathan Deno.
Matthew James Foley.
Zachary Al Roy.
Stephanie Doloriette.
Kevin Lombard.
Brian Togg.
Gary DeJesus.
Lauren Calandrella.
Juliana Santos.
Jorge Gallego.
Colin Thomas Banahan.
Han Mann.
Megan Johnson.
David Chia.
Brooke Ashley Agot.
Jacqueline Rochlow.
Danielle Dubois.
Mariah Aponte.
Kelsey Lee Green.
Laura Jean Carter.
Yonai Pardo.
Timothy Robert Ryan.
Selene Garcia.
Kristen Marie O'Brien.
Christopher John Texera.
Michael Doherty.
Andrew Hart Dennis.
Lourdes Vidal Krieger.
Kyle Philip Reese.
Ariel Perez.
Mark Thomas Latshaw.
Freddie Almanzar Thomas.
Irving Oliver Goduri.
Chantel Polanco.
Samantha Marie Stolworthy.
Joheli D. Shalas.
Cheryl Ann Lubas Masio.
Elizabeth Lemon.
Michael James Hughes.
Andrew Coombs.
Kevin Eric Griffin.
Stephanie Jean Sane.
Olivia May Styling.
Victoria Klukchuk.
Tucker Cook.
Tyler Gregory Megan.
Catherine Jean Doherty.
Brittany R. Baldwin.
Kelly Marie Gallagher.
Kyle Hanley.
Justin Graham Cole.
Joshua Ryan Devine.
Kelsey Lee Hines.
Walter Brigdalal.
Craig Robert Wayron.
Arusha Bandera.
Patrick John Auclair.
Jahira Campusarano.
Kristen Keymont.
Rebecca Porcio.
Eric Paul Dion.
Cassandra Abufara.
Matthew Edrit Krostowski.
Jasmine Maito Tirare.
Timothy Patrick Green.
Anderson Archimede Jean.
Ian Andrew Schaefer.
Mary Carrillo Key.
Kimberly Regan.
Rita A. Ofire Frimpong.
Colette Marquis.
Nicole M. Rogers.
Michael Joseph Farrow.
Alexander Luke Brennan.
Rebecca Lynn Farnham.
Giuseppe Kevin Alessi.
Alicia Barcelo.
Stephanie Santiago.
Elizabeth Avia.
Brian Matthew Kirsty.
Anthony Rocco Prestigiovanni.
Darrell L. Faria.
Madeline Joan Vachon.
Andrew Tissay.
Jacob Alcivar Piedra.
Joseph Vendetti.
Lauren Victoria Busa.
Molly Bigley.
Brittany Lynn Holbert.
Samantha Josephine Friend.
Vanessa Alicia.
Amanda Doris Ray, Commonwealth Honors.
James Ham.
Michael Anthony Kazwekas.
Eric O'Coin.
Evan Danielle Tawa.
Siobhan Baskerville.
Matthew Robert Corcoran.
Bryce Thomas Gallagher.
Alyssa Lee Dumas.
Megan Sisson.
Sarah Elizabeth King.
Chi Chan.
Zachary Okran Saunders.
Adelicia Yeo.
Andrea Blake.
Justin Towner.
Hoi Ting Chan.
Joseph Daniel Prieto.
Ashley Kent.
Erin Kathleen McDermott.
Jeffrey Philosian.
Barry Joseph Davis.
Chanda Pim.
Rebecca Jean Walsh.
Chelsea Augusto.
Savannah Helen Marshall.
Sarah Ragab. Scott Shurtleff.
Will all undergraduate degree candidates please stand up? President Correct, the deans of the several colleges and I certify that these undergraduate students have completed all university requirements, and I ask that you confer their degrees.
By the authority vested in me by the University of Massachusetts Board of Trustees, I hereby confer upon these candidates their undergraduate degrees with all rights and privileges thereunto pertaining, and I welcome them to the community of educated men and women. Ladies and gentlemen, the class of 2013.
Thank you to the many staff who worked so hard to make today's program successful. Special thanks to our readers, Joanne Sherburne and Frank Talty, for their stamina and remarkable clarity. Graduates and guests are reminded that college receptions follow this ceremony and that graduates may collect their diplomas from the tents adjacent to the Tsongas Center. Look for the signs for your departments. You're requested to remain in place until the platform party has left the Tsongas Center. I hereby declare these commencement exercises adjourned.